Carol, who's the founder of Cocoon Yoga and also a yoga instructor with 15 years worth of experience. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Carol, on the Light Breakfast.
Hi.
Now, your yoga center was one of the last few industries allowed to open, like on the 15th of June, right? After 3 months of the movement control order. How has being closed affected your business?
Well, it is definitely affect our business almost 100%. And for the first 2 months that we are basically just doing online. And we find that Malaysia is still not very familiar with online classes. So most of our online is actually with overseas in Canada and Australia and UK.
Okay.
So, and for us to start also is a very new thing for us, that we have to learn how to use Zoom. And we spend a bit of time to learn about it, and we had to order our gadgets from China, and of course those MCOs lockdown that we actually received our gadget very quite a long time. It's about 2 weeks, so it takes a big gap for us not doing anything for the first month.
All right. Yeah. What was that experience like, though? To conduct online classes, having to buy these gadgets and to test out items, and were your students receptive towards it?
Initially, that we invite them for free classes, to try out all our classes. And I mean, yes, everyone is trying out, but they are not familiar with Zoom. Some of them is like, disconnected, and some of them cannot see the screen, and some of them can't see the head, these are challenges. And they, when they actually don't know how to move the screen, if they move to the left, they can see, few people there, and, they can't see the instructor. So a lot of hiccup in between, but we learn it every lesson we learn to improve it.
Did it get better eventually?
Yeah, no, it's very much better. Everyone is so happy, and we are like, now I consider not pro, but we know how to connect.
Because I imagine yoga, like because there's also a lag. Like I'll say something that maybe a few seconds later only you get it or whatnot in some cases. So in yoga, if you say you say, okay, adjust your leg or whatever it is, a few seconds later only the person gets it. Did that seem hard for you as an instructor, that there's so much delay?
No, because in every movement that we hold there for a while, like few breaths, like 5 breaths, 3 breaths, so we're still able to actually see them moving to the right positions. Yeah.
So was that decision to have online classes immediate, or like were there any other options besides online classes?
Not immediate, seriously. Because we are very during the time when it's a year lockdown, we can't really see that how serious is the lockdown. We thought that it's like, maybe 2 weeks and then we can start again, but we have no idea how far it will go. But then it's like, after the PM announcements of MCO, then we actually like, oh no, we have to do something, So then only we start to order the gadget from China, learn about Zoom. Yeah.
But how hard has it been for you financially to be physically closed for 3 months? Your center had to close for 3 whole months. Did you have to, give your instructor a sort of a pay cut, or maybe just let go of some freelancers?
I think from our side, it's actually slightly better than most of them, because most of instructors in the market, they are all freelancer, where there's classes, then only they get paid. So basically, apart from renter and utilities that we have to pay, then not the instructor. When the instructor teach a class, yes, they got paid.
Okay. So has there been a point in time, though, in this 3 months, not knowing when you'll be able to reopen your center again, where you thought that you might have to like call it a day and just close the center for good?
No, it won't call it a day. From the nature of our business as a yogi, patience and calm, and keep reading. slowly breathe more to get more positive energy. So never in our mind to close down as of now, but we're still doing what we're supposed to do online, you know. And even though, you know, since 15 June we open and not many students come back,
Yeah.
most of them that they actually texted us and they will join in July and just like wait and see thing. So it's like wait and see, you know, see whether there's another cluster to come up positive.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, I remember asking you, I said, were there a lot of your students back in class physically, or are they still a bit worried about the health risk?
No, they are not. Most of the yogi here, they are not worried about the health risk. And the thing that tie them back from coming back here is because of their children. Their
right.
with them. And, you know, everyone is so happy. That's why the July 1st, that's preschool and kindergarten is going to start, right? So everyone is like, you know, that's why they want to start in July, you know. So no, I don't think there's like very much on the worry about the COVID-19 thing. Because most of them, they told me that they already follow the SOP. They go to supermarkets, they go to anything, they just follow the SOP. And same here, that we have SOP, you know, the usual things, scan your QR code, sanitize your hand, take your temperature, you know.
Okay.
And even our studio itself, that we actually have social distancing. So the standard one is 1 meter, but we actually do it like 2 meters apart.
How do you do social distancing as a yoga teacher, though?
Oh yeah.
You had to touch the your right.
Yes. Last time we actually did touch the students to adjust them, but now currently that we're just saying that, you know, move your hands towards the right slightly more. Yeah, or you know, put your leg down towards your right slightly more. You know, this something. But after all, that our studio practice is very much on breathing. So breathing is actually, you breathe well, your poses will go into a very comfortable poses. You no need to adjust much, and also actually prone to injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we want the student to focus more on breathing instead of poses. So
All
it's
right.
not at all.
Okay, but you've been doing back-to-back classes since you opened on the 15th. And you said that it's a combo class. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Our combo class is only in the morning, 9:15, and it's actually involve international from different country.
Oh.
Log in our website, not website, our Zoom ID. Then they just connect. So everyone in the PC in Zoom is from different country. Those people, those students that actually come to our studio is actually local.
Right. So when you say combo, it's not like half of them are online and the other half are actually in the class, but the class happens at the same time.
Yeah, happen at the same time.
Interesting.
Oh, so you have the online class and the physical class happening at the same time?
Yes.
With students from overseas?
Yes, with students from overseas is on the screen, like what we are doing now. Yeah, then at the back of the screen, the student doing it. So it's a combo.
Okay. But did you charged your students for the online classes, I'm sure, to be able to pay your instructors as well?
Yes. So we charge online and also we charge in the studio.
But I mean, once everyone's kind of comfortable with teaching and doing yoga online, was it hard to transition back into the studio?
Yes, but some of them they told us that they're so comfortable doing at home because they're booked from home as well, so they don't need to rush here and rush there. But then up to a certain extent, they still want the instructor to improve their poses and with props. And most of them in the house that they don't have props. Yeah, like the block and the belt to help them into a pose. So they still say that, you know, maybe 4 days at home, they're doing online, and 1 day they come, you know, to studio.
So you will continue your online classes?
Yes, if they're student.
So at the moment, there's no plans yet to continue the online classes?
No, we're still doing online now because in Canada and UK and US, it's all locked down, and most of them, mommy's not going out that often. And the interesting about the online classes, which I think that in long term, that most mommy that they like it so much because that allows the kids to run around in front of them when they do. Then the kids go underneath them. You can see the screen full of kids, and that actually helped the mother to distress. And the kids initially few classes, the kids were running around, but then after after 1 month, the kids will start to join in. And when we chant, and they still come. I think that's a very, very good way to instill the culture of sitting down for the kids. Kids always follow the parents, right? It's like what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a very, very positive thing.
Yeah, because the mothers cannot find time away from the kids.
Yeah.
The kids are all around them. I'm sure they were stressed to begin with to have all the kids
That's why you need yoga.
doing
Calm
yoga.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of mummies, they're very positive, very, very positive about with kids running around.
And I think your center does kids yoga as well, right? Do you have any of these online classes for children as well?
Yes, we do. We have baby yoga, toddler yoga, kids yoga, teen yoga, and basically it's A to Z.
Okay.
How did these babies to do yoga?
So baby yoga is very much on bonding. It's the bonding, you don't keep your baby away, but you want your baby. And mummies being mummies that they want to distress, and they want to shape up, So they still want their baby to be around. So they're holding their baby together. But it will be 30 minutes instead of 1 hour classes.
Sounds like the online stuff is doing really, really well. Money-wise, I'm sure that you thought initially it was just going to be 2 weeks, and it became 4, then 3 months. Did the online classes, the revenue from the online classes, did it completely cover and all the losses?
Not really. Most of our online classes is 50% of our.
Right. Okay.
And the reason behind, of course, they don't come here. Overhead itself that we actually take it out from them. Yeah, they're cleaning the studio, everything. So basically, it's cheaper.
Right. Okay. But now, if you think about it, if all your students come back again, and then you continue all your online class, there's 50% more that you make some more. If you think about it, right, revenue-wise.
Yeah. Yes. Positive.
But what were some of the procedures that you had to go through to be able to open your center again?
It's quite easy for us because of everywhere you go, you can see the SOP. So you need to think what SOP you need. It's like you get a print out the Selangor, which is Selangor area here, QR code itself, and then you put up the sign of scan QR code, sanitize your hand, take temperature, write down your name, all those things. So you go inside. So then you stick all these COVID-19 guidelines around, and then you tag the distance, social distancing, stickers on the floor. I think it's pretty easy to follow.
Okay.
For some companies, I know, like the ones in corporate offices, it got pretty expensive for them because they were required to change their air conditioning unit and filters and whatever. Did you
they
have
had to disinfect the
the
whole office first?
Yeah. Did you have to go through that?
No. What we do is that we get the commercial sanitizer, the
Right.
disinfectant. Then we do it ourselves. We mop ourselves. We don't get other people to do.
Okay. But are there any other extra SOPs that as a yoga center you have to follow?
Extra
SOPs like the
like you're not.
For example, because gyms, they have a lot of sweaty people.
Yeah.
After you work out, you have to sanitize the benches and whatnot. So for your yoga center, do you have any extra SOPs that you have to follow?
Like you have to wear PPE.
For example, I think you're not, like you said earlier, you are not allowed as an instructor, you are not allowed to touch your student to correct their pose, right? That's one of the extra SOPs that you have to adhere to.
Yes. Of course, before they come in, they need to wash their hand and sanitize their hand. That's one step. That after the class, that we usually spray with the Lysol spray, and we actually clean the floor.
Oh, the floor. I thought you were gonna spray them.
How about the mat? The yoga mat is their own or yours?
Their own. For hygienic purpose, from day one, that we don't provide mat. Yeah, and they have to bring their own mat. But of course, certain students, they forgot their mat. So we do have one for them if they wanted to.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, do you find that you're spending a little bit more on cleaning products and services because you want to keep your place hygienic right now?
You know, I clean myself. The teachers
Oh, really?
are cleaning, and some of students is actually cleaning for themselves as well. And because in our class that we actually teach in one of our subject is about niyama, which is cleanliness. Yeah. So
Mm.
that they do a lot of help out in cleaning the studio as well.
Mm. Okay.
Little kids,
Sorry?
including the little kids.
Oh, including are the little kids back in the center as well for kids yoga?
Not yet, but today, 4:30, there's one baby yoga. 9 months old, 8 months old yoga.
I've got to see this. I really have to see that.
It's more the mother and baby yoga,
Right.
I think, right? Yeah.
I can tell you, in fact, the baby actually born with yoga poses. Like, you know, when they crawl, their leg down. So now what we do in yoga, adult yoga, we actually learn how to do like, you know, in 4 leg. Yeah,
All
all four
right.
poses,
Be like a baby.
the baby. And the cobra pose, you know, the baby is always lying down before they know how to walk. Actually, baby already have yoga poses. Yeah, so it's like we actually learn from baby. And that's why I say, come back to yoga is a way of life, back to basic thing. Yeah.
But what are some of the challenges that you face right now as a yoga instructor and as a studio owner in this new norm?
New norm means online.
Or in the RMCO stage,
Yeah.
or when RMCO ends, or we're still gonna have all these SOPs.
Yes, I think we'll continue to have this SOP, which I find is good. And during MCO, it's actually make us more alert of our surrounding and very disciplined. Actually, we learn how to be disciplined.
Mm.
It's very good. It's I find that it's very in line with our yoga industries. We are actually teaching those students to be like that, you know, but it's like now everyone is really follow A to Z, which
Yeah.
is really, really good. I don't find that it's like a stress or challenge to us, but it's just like everyone is doing it. You're not alone.
Do you have kids, Carol?
Yes, I have. I have twins, one boy, one girl, and they are both 10 years old.
Okay. So how difficult is it now that you are back at work in the center compared to when you were back at home? And your kids are still at home, right?
Yeah, they are home. They are more disciplined, as I say. They are more disciplined. During the whole 90 days, you actually learn how to do all the house chores. You'll be amazed, yeah. So last time I spent a lot for maid. Now totally no. So 2 of them will be part of the maid job.
All right. Do you bring them to your center now because there's no school yet?
No, they have Google Class at home.
Okay.
Every day.
All right.
Friday morning, I'll be in studio. Then they're doing their Google Classroom at home.
Mm-hmm. So what is the plan now to get your business back to what it used to be? What do you have planned?
Well, our plan, our plan is like we continue what we are doing, and we're going to bring more events. One of them is laughter yoga. I think nowadays that people need most is laughter yoga, which they need to laugh. A lot of people suffering stress now. So I think the events that we're actually trying to come up in the next few months will be very interesting to bring the people back to our studio. Yeah, even online and just laugh. Have you heard about laughter yoga before?
It's just laughing, isn't it?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I look at my paycheck, I laugh like crazy. So yeah, I laugh. Yeah.
I don't need that because I work with this joker right here. He makes me laugh every day. So I don't need laughter yoga.
And laughter yoga is good. It's actually one of the type of learn how to breathe, yeah. But at the same time, it's like when you laugh, you generate endorphins in your body and you feel good. Yeah?
Oh, is it this is the new thing that you're putting into your center? Is it?
No, it's not a new thing. We actually did it last time in Mount Kiara. That it's a workshop.
Right.
Now we try to bring it in because of the current situation really stress a lot of people up, and when you laugh, that is like people don't have the stress like I'm not flexible, I cannot touch my toes, So that's the first step that we want to bring people back to yoga by laughing.
So you're innovating a lot of different things to get more people, more students. Were there anything new that you had to put in, and maybe some of the old classes you couldn't do anymore because SOPs is not making as much money?
No, the regular class is still continuing like usual, but I think that the workshop itself that we need to have, we need to be more creative.
Yeah.
Different workshop to bring people back here.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think having done online classes, you know that there are people who like to do yoga just at their own home. So this might be another avenue that you can also add on to your your classes, right?
And I find that if Malaysians, the local here, that if we do a tutorial of teach them how to use Zoom, like when you want to attend yoga, that would be good as well. Because they don't know which button to click, they don't know which screen to look into. I think we might be doing that as well.
Actually, how did you get international clients who are logging in from US and Canada and whatnot? Was it a marketing strategy, and are you doing this to
No.
Europe and other parts?
No, we actually started from Mount Kiara student. Because Mount Kiara, I would say that it's like 80% they're expat.
Yeah.
Last time when our studio started from Mount Kiara, so we have many expat there.
Right.
Go back to their country, then now they know that we have yoga online, so they
they continue.
And even in Bandar Utama here, and I would say that 50% they're expat as well. Same thing, they stay here for 1 year, then they go back. Then when we actually post out saying that we have online, then they say they want to join.
But Carol, how effective is it doing yoga at home?
One thing is discipline. Yeah, this discipline means that every day now, what time you have to log in. That's the one thing. And to how effective itself to your body itself is actually we focus more on breathing. So we don't emphasize very much on your poses. Yeah. So breathing can actually generate new cells. So new cell can actually make your body feel good and to detox all the illness out from your body. So breathing is our tagline in this studio. So that's why it's very effective even though you do online with Cocoon and you just learn how to breathe. And some of the mummies say that they can't really sleep at night. Insomnia. So we have insomnia breathing as well. So we actually teach them insomnia breathing and they can go to sleep. And some of the mummy and all the people that work, they're very tired, not enough sleep. Then we have energizing breathing. By doing 20 minutes, you can, have your energy like 8 hours sleep. Yeah, that's what we're doing in the cave, like meditations, they don't need to so breathing is really our signature class here. It's very simple and it's not boring. It's fun.
Interesting. Now, because all health officials, you know that you have to stay healthy even though you're at home, and people are suggesting exercising and whatnot. But what will you tell them? Why should they do yoga? Of people who haven't started yoga?
Yeah, many people know that yoga is good for them, but they're still not ready to start. Like one of my teachers was saying is that yoga is one type of exercise where when the student is ready, the teacher will be there. You can't actually, express it and press, advertise so much of you should do this, you should do that. So what we do is like, we let them try one class. If they like it, means like it. If they don't like it, how you force them also.
All right. Now, what is your advice then, Carol, to businesses that are starting back up after the MCO?
Of course, stay calm. You're not
Breathe.
start breathing. Breathing can actually give you a very, very positive chi. Yeah, you know that positive chi is, bring you more business. So that's our advice.
Really? Yeah.
Provided that you breathe correctly. Yeah.
All right.
If you reverse the other round, that's too bad.